start with Vince.
Alontae, what are some of the things you accomplished during the open week, and what else did you do outside of football that you really enjoyed?
I feel like the biggest accomplishment that I had was just getting away from sports for a little bit, clearing my mind, kind of been down a little bit as far as mentally. So, I just worked on my mental health a little bit, and I went to Wake Forest because my cousin plays at Wake Forest. So I went and watched them play against Duke, and it was fun being around my family, but seeing football from the outside and not stressing or thinking too much about the game and just enjoying myself with them.
Patrick, then Eric.
Alontae, when you do watch other games and you're not scouting an opponent or getting ready for a game, can you get out of that mode of scouting and kind of look for things like X's and O's, or do you just kind of, it's easy to sit back and just kind of enjoy?
It's definitely not easy to sit back and enjoy. When I was watching Duke, I was kind of watching their formations and calling out routes, telling my mom like what was coming and things like that, and calling out what defenses that Wake Forest was in. And it was fun in games because I was like, okay, we probably would have played it this way or whatever. But it's not really that easy to just stop thinking about football.
Eric.
Kind of what's what's your scout when you watch Kentucky's offense on film? I know they have Robinson at receiver, it's their go-to guy, try to get the ball in his hands a lot. What does he do well? What are you guys gonna have to do to stop that?
I feel like we just rally to the ball. He's a smaller guy, just play fast, play physical. Screen guy likes to get the ball on the perimeter and make people miss. But I feel like we fly to the ball very well, and as long as we do that on Saturday, we'll be fine.
Wes, then Jimmy.
I'll say, how different is it to see an offense like Kentucky's nowadays? You just see so many guys are spreading it out and going tempo and stuff like that. And Kentucky just seems to be, they throw more than they used to, but still seems to be sort of traditional. Do you like that, or have you gotten used to playing the other way?
Like you said, we've kind of seen it different ways. You do have to adjust a little bit, but we've had a really good defense as far as for the run game, so not too worried about that for us. And just stopping the pass, that'll be fine as long as we work on that, which we have been doing throughout this bye week.
Alontae, two things. What's the biggest challenge from the cornerback position of trying to defend a mobile quarterback who can take off at any moment when he's called to pass?
I would say just doing your assignment. If you're playing man-to-man, just focus on playing man. If you're in zone, then you can focus a little bit more on the quarterback, but also playing wherever you are on the field. I don't think it's too much to it. You just got to watch film, find out tendencies, and just make sure you're doing your job.
And would you like to play Wake Forest in a bowl game?
That's a good question. It was actually arguing about that, me and my cousin and his teammates. But, yeah, we would love to play Wake because me and him has been chirping since we were kids. So, yeah.
Adam.
The free cookies with Moonshine Mountain, with your interceptions. After the game, there's a huge lines there. Are you actually aware of that, or do you get any kind of feedback on the impact of?
Yeah. So the very first time I had kind of went late. After the Tennessee Tech game, I had went late because me and my family went and ate and things like that. But the second one against South Carolina, I actually put on my social media that I was going to be there. So I stood there and just met a lot of people who was there. The line, like you said, was long, and people were wanting to wait. And there was like 15, 20-minute waits, and people were just like, hey, like, it's fine. And took a lot of pictures with fans, and it was awesome. It's an awesome experience, and for sure hope to do that real soon again.
Alontae, you mentioned mental health earlier. That seems to be something that people are more willing to discuss, be open about, and work on. And Calvin Ridley, one of the best receivers in the NFL, stepping away temporarily. How much do you guys talk about it, think about making sure that element of your life, mental health, is in the right place?
I feel like we're still working on talking about it with one another. It's not something that's just easy to just talk about. We kind of talk with each other about it, but we don't really always reach out to the resources that we have. But I've taken that step to reach out to the resources that we have here at the university, and it's been very helpful. But like I said, it's a trend, and I feel like as more athletes continue to talk about it a little bit more and just share that side of them and understand that athletes have mental problems as well as people who don't play sports. We're not just a robot. We actually go through things outside of football. And once people understand that, maybe they'll start treating us more like actual humans and not just as player on the field who just has everything put together and can just play football and do school as if it was so simple.
Ben?
Alontae, Kamal and Danico had their name called against Alabama. Danico had a nice TFL and a nice tight coverage down the sideline. Just what you see out of Danico in that moment, and Kamal also stepping up in that football game.
Yeah, like I've kind of been saying, every time I come in here, is just next guy up. Those guys practice with the ones, practice with the twos. They're getting those reps in, and kind of look at Brandon Turnage as an example. Guy came in ready to play. Danico came in ready to play. Kamal came in ready to play. So all of our younger guys are ready to play. Man, they're out there practicing. They're competing. We're hyping them up. We're teaching them. They're accepting the coaching from us, but also the coaches. And I feel like it's really good to see a younger dude who listens to a senior, but he also listens to his his position coach. And then you come and see it on Saturday when they get in the game. It's not a blink of an eye. And we have so much confidence in those guys that when they're out there, we're not like, okay, is he going to do it right? Is he not? We know they're going to go out there and do what they're supposed to do.
Why do you think all those guys have been ready to play?
Just a competitive room. We compete a lot within our room outside of football too. If we're playing cards, we're competing with it. If we're driving down the road, we might race a little bit to compete. But we're just always competing with each other, man. And I think that competition, we love on each other so much too, and it just pushes the best out of each other.
Eric and then Patrick.
Ole Miss ran over 100 offensive plays. Alabama ran 92, I believe. Kentucky slows things down. I'm sure you guys are excited about that. Do you think that'll allow for better communication to get ready in between the snaps?
Yeah, I don't feel like communication was like a big problem for us, but like you said, it's going to help a whole lot. We'll be able to get the checks a little bit faster, be able to work through our brains a little quicker before the ball snapped, which will help us a lot because we'll be able to play a little bit faster. And I think that you'll see that on Saturday too, a faster defense.
Well, I'll tell you the third down defense the past two games. I know you guys have had a lot of chances to get off the field. Has it been maybe frustrating to not take advantage of some of those opportunities? And where do you see that you guys need to be a little bit better in those situations?
Yeah, it's been real frustrating, man. You're out there, it's 3rd and 12, and you're like, okay, just get them on the ground. We get off the field, give the offense the ball. But, sometimes you face adversity, and that's something that we faced a lot within our third down defense. And we've worked on that the past couple of days with our bye week, and we focused on that a lot. I feel like at the end of the day, man, you just got to execute. You just got to continue to play fast. You got to have the snap it clear mindset at the end of the day. But like you said, we're struggling a little bit, but, we're working on that, and we'll get to the other side of that for sure so we can get off the field. And the more we give the quarterback the ball back, the more times they're going to score because you see the numbers they're putting up.
I think Eric had one follow-up, and then we'll finish with Wes.
Yeah, you played Kentucky, for years now. I know you want to win every single game, but what's this Kentucky game mean for a veteran like you?
It means a lot. One thing I came in is that you don't lose to Kentucky, and we didn't have that happen last year. But I was watching a video last night, man, when we had the goal line stop against Kentucky at Kentucky, and it kind of gave me chills. And I was like that's who we are. So this game is personal. And, I kind of see a lot of things on social media, how, they're angry and this and that, and they're going to win out these last however many games they have. But, we just coming off a bye week. We're ready to play, and we're going to show the world that teams can actually have success after a bye week. A lot of teams come off a bye week and kind of fell a little bit, but not us.
We'll finish with Wes.
Alontae, when you're going into a game with a team that's had, or an offense that's had some real turnover issues throughout the season, how do you just kind of go about doing your job and without getting too wide-eyed and kind of, trying to, get outside yourself and make too many plays?
You just play fast. And I think as long as we continue to play fast and, we get gang tackles and we're having guys rip at the ball, we work on turnovers every day during practice. So it'll come natural to us. Coming into it, like you said, we know that they turn the ball over a lot, which is good for us. But like I said, we're just going to gang tackle, man, fly around, be physical at the point of attack, and, take some out the air and also cause some fumbles.
Thanks.
Appreciate you.